This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Good evening and thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. We want to get to the very latest on the coronavirus and its impact on Indiana. New developments from the State Department of Health. Today we learned Indiana's death toll from COVID-19 is now 545. The number of confirmed cases in our state, more than 10,000. More than 56,000 people have been tested so far in Indiana. Tonight, protesters are trying to send a message to Governor Holcomb that they are not happy with what they call an overreach of government. A rally was held this afternoon outside of the governor's residence. The message behind the peaceful rally is protesters are not happy with the government locking them down, closing businesses, stopping surgeries, and separating families. They say they can take precautions without an official order from the governor.
The stay-at-home orders were to put us in our homes and telling us where we can go and where we can't go. And I felt that it was a little bit of irony and symbolism that if we're going to be forced to do things at our home, that we should protest at the governor's home. This is absolutely crazy. People need to be able to have their freedom and have their liberty and then live with the consequences, because that's freedom.
The protest was organized by the Indiana Conservative Alliance and grassroots conservatives. In his daily press conference Friday, Governor Holcomb announced that planning is underway for a safe and phased-in reopening of Indiana's economy. This includes a short extension of the Hunker Down Hoosiers executive order until May 1st. Governor Holcomb is working day and night with health officials, studying data and letting the facts on the ground determine the appropriate next steps. He says the health and safety of Hoosiers is the highest priority. Tonight, a coalition made up of Indianapolis groups wants to protect inmates during the pandemic. RTV6's Troy Washington tells us about the demonstration designed to get the governor's attention when it comes to implementing social distancing while inmates are incarcerated.
It's going to keep on spreading if everybody can't social distance.
Kyra Harvey is with Indy 10 Black Lives Matter. She says inmates have been reaching out to her, pleading for change. Because of COVID-19, she claims those inmates can't social distance properly while locked up.
People who are incarcerated talk to us and tell us exactly what's happening. There's like multiple people to a cell. People are getting sick because there's not enough room because it's overcrowded, basically. And people who have asthma are asking to be released, and they only have like a month left on their sentence.
In an effort to turn heads, cars lined downtown making noise and holding signs asking for the release of those who are near the end of their sentence and nonviolent offenders. Protesters stayed in their cars to adhere to social distancing. The group is hoping that honking their horns and lifting their voices will catch the attention of Governor Holcomb and cause him to lend an ear to their cause.
We're hoping to get his attention so he can hear us and hopefully come up with a solution where those people can be released to their families.
Working for you in Marion County, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Troy, thank you. The protests included other locations downtown and ended at the governor's residence.
A lot of us have been right up front, face to face with the ravages of this virus. And I think everybody's looking for an opportunity to do something to help people.
That is Dr. John Ramsey with Ascension St. Vincent, who is donating his plasma. Dr. Ramsey has recently recovered from COVID-19. He was one of the first people at the hospital to be tested and now the first to donate his plasma. The hospital is the only one in the state selected to take part in a Mayo Clinic study related to plasma therapy. They want to get the word out to COVID-19 patients who have recovered that they need you to donate. Your plasma would be used for those who are the sickest and have been on ventilators for weeks to help them recover. It is blood type specific, and that is why they want everyone in the state to be aware of this. RTV6 is committed to helping Hoosiers find job opportunities and resources. Our Hiring Hoosiers initiative is one we've been working on here at RTV6 for more than a year now. If you are out of work right now due to COVID-19 and need money to pay your bills, Dollar General is hiring for temporary positions. They are looking to add about 50,000 new employees by the end of April as they continue to support their customers during the pandemic. A company spokeswoman says they believe a lot of customers are relying on them now more than ever to stretch their budget.
75% of Americans right now are within 5 miles of a Dollar General store. And so when you think about the type of products that we carry, when you think about the household essentials, the items that American families are going to use and replenish most often, certainly we understand the role that our stores are playing for families across the country right now.
Dollar General announced a $35 million investment in employee bonuses. A spokeswoman says if you come on board now, you will be eligible. An update tonight on a Hiring Hoosier story we told you about last month. 5-Star Residences, a senior living facility in Noblesville, has filled all of its dining positions since our story aired. But tonight, the director tells me they are still struggling in the nursing department. They need to fill positions for CNAs and LPNs. She says she is sure the struggle is due to the fear of COVID-19. The facility has a COVID-19 task force that is taking steps to follow CDC guidelines to prevent the spread of the virus. Right now on HiringHoosiers.com, we have a live job board available. Companies post their job openings on that board every day, complete with a link to the application process. There are dozens of open positions that you can take advantage of. Just go to HiringHoosiers.com and you will see the job board. Now to your Storm Team 6 forecast. Meteorologist Kyle Mounds joining us from his home studio. Hi, Kyle.
Yeah, welcome to the South Side, Nicole. Yeah, after a very cold week here in central Indiana, it was nice to have some much better weather, and that lined up perfectly for the weekend. That's bringing us temperatures that tend to, in some cases, close to 20 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. And with that sunshine, it puts temperatures in the middle 50s across central Indiana. 55 everywhere you look, Indianapolis into Bloomington and Kokomo, even there in Howard County, enjoying those nice temperatures. And you can see the satellite and radar. It remains very quiet and will do so here as we go through the evening hours. I think overnight tonight we'll gradually see those clouds increasing. But if you're ready to go out and take a walk, Rizzy has been relaxing on the couch all day long. So ready to go there in the Bedford area. Temperatures will turn pretty cool here as the sun sets, but we get to enjoy that sunshine until almost 8:30 this evening. By 9 o'clock, temperatures are in the upper 40s. We'll be into the middle 40s with mostly clear skies here at 11 o'clock tonight. As we go into the day tomorrow, we do have some Sunday showers we got to talk about. Also, a few more chilly nights. But does that mean we'll have the chance for some more frost that we got to protect those plants from? I'll let you know about that. And also some warmer afternoons in the 7-day forecast.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. The Plainfield Police Department is asking for your help finding a runaway teenage girl. Detectives say 15-year-old Sarah Cromwell lives in Plainfield, but she was last seen Friday morning walking near Locust Street in Greencastle. If you have any information about where she is, call Plainfield Police. Still ahead on the news at 6, dogs are known for their keen sense of smell, and now there's a push to discover if they were able to sniff out the coronavirus in humans.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Dogs have been used for decades to sniff out drugs, bombs, bodies, and even cancer. Now a team of British researchers hope their keen sense of smell can help detect COVID-19. They're working specifically with specially trained dogs to develop a new kind of coronavirus test, one that doesn't require a swab, just a sniff. The same group of researchers recently discovered dogs can detect malaria infections in humans, and they are investigating whether the same is true for COVID-19. If so, these super sniffers could be deployed to screen people for the virus, up to 250 per hour. The dogs could be used at airports or other public areas to help prevent another outbreak once the current epidemic declines. Let's now get another check here. Storm Team 6 forecast with meteorologist Kyle Mounds.
And good afternoon to you, Nicole. You know, we had a very winter-like feel across central Indiana yesterday. Even northern portions of Indiana saw some snow showers out there. But today, we're back to feeling like spring, especially with all that sunshine that we have enjoyed. It makes a big difference here this time of year. 55 degrees right now in downtown. A little breezy, but those winds out of the west are under 20 miles per hour with the humidity at a very low 40%. Temperatures area-wide in the 50s. Bedford, you made it into the lower 60s earlier this afternoon. Right now, sitting at 59. It's 58 degrees in Lafayette. A little cooler in Richmond at 50 degrees. As we go through the next 12 hours, we are going to see those temperatures drop off. Again, initially with sunset here around 8:30, but then they level off in the 40s. So we're not going to have to really deal with that frost like we've had the last couple of nights, and protecting those plants. I know some of mine didn't fare all that well. So hopefully yours made it through there a little bit better. Tonight will be easier conditions for them to deal with temperatures generally around 40 degrees, upper 30s in Richmond and the Columbus area. So as we look at your planting forecast here, looking pretty good. We've got some Sunday showers to talk about, so it may not be the best afternoon for some yard work in parts of central Indiana, but really not looking at frost conditions until possibly Wednesday. That's when it looks like we'll get temperatures back down into the middle 30s for us. So let's look at TrueCast and those showers. As we get to mid-morning on Sunday, you can see some very light green overspreading the area south of Interstate 70. Again, I think this will be very light rain for us across the area and not last terribly long. So it's not going to be a washout, but it will be a fairly gray day, more clouds than very limited sunshine out there. Going into the afternoon, you can see those showers very near I-70, but areas like Lafayette, Kokomo, Tipton, you're likely to not see any rain as we go throughout your Sunday here, just with the cloudy skies. As we get into tomorrow evening, still that small chance for a couple of showers hanging around, especially around Bloomington, into Columbus, Bedford, and Seymour areas for us. Temperatures, they're not going to be inhibited by the cloud cover that we're going to have tomorrow. They will still make their way through the 40s and close to 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon with a bit of a south wind around 10 miles per hour. So this is getting us closer to average, but our average high is in the middle 60s. So we're still missing the mark. Indianapolis at 59, 61 Sunday afternoon in Columbus, and 60 in Muncie. Next week, again, those temperatures, no big blasts of cold air coming our way. It does get a little cooler on Tuesday, but then we'll start to warm things up as we get into the 7-day planning forecast here. Put everything together for you. About a 30% chance of some of those scattered showers here on your Sunday. Then a pretty quiet stretch of weather coming our way to start off the week. A couple of rain showers possible here as we get into Monday night. Those temperatures, though, middle 60s by Wednesday, where we should be for this time of year. Again, that's after starting off with a little bit of patchy frost, not out of the question. Then it gets a little more active for the end of the week. Thursday and Friday, chance for showers, possibly even a couple of thunderstorms. But that 70-degree temperature there on Friday is certainly looking very nice, and that's a much more spring-like 7-day forecast. Nicole?
Kyle, thank you. Looking forward to that Friday forecast. Well, fried chicken, fresh baked rolls, perfectly baked pies. Sounds like a pretty great meal. One Indy area family restaurant has it all ready for takeout. We'll show you how MCL is keeping its classic menu going in tonight's We're Open Indy. President Trump announced a $19 billion relief package to assist American farmers who have been financially hurt by the COVID-19 pandemic. As farmers are struggling, so are many American families, with 22 million people filing for unemployment over the past few weeks. Food insecurity is on the rise. Here's ABC's Diane Macedo with the details.
With schools and businesses closed across the country and at least 22 million Americans filing for unemployment in the last 3 weeks, many are struggling to put food on the table. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio toured a temporary food distribution center in the Bronx today, days after announcing a $170 million initiative to feed every New Yorker who needs help during the pandemic.
What we're seeing all over the city is the deepest kind of need, and it came on so suddenly. It's like nothing we have ever seen in generations in this city. There are a lot of people right now who are hungry.
At the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, thousands lined up for food distribution.
There's a lot of people hurting out here. You know, a lot of people, even within my family.
Nobody likes it when your kids ask what's for dinner and you're not sure what to tell them.
In Riverside, California, the Women, Infants, and Children program, which helps supplement groceries for pregnant women, new moms, and young children, says demand is on the rise.
We have seen a lot of requests come through our website and through the phone system.
Arkansas even has a COVID-19 food access map listing information on farms, local businesses, restaurants, and organizations offering free meals.
We're all in an uncertain time, and we're really excited that this is one thing that we can do to step into the realm to hopefully alleviate concern around where to find food.
And in Houston, a United Airlines baggage handler is now leading a company-wide effort to transform empty cargo facilities into food distribution centers. Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Diane, thank you. RTV6 is showcasing businesses that continue serving their communities as part of our We're Open Indy campaign. If you're looking for a taste of good old home cooking but don't feel like cooking at home, one longtime restaurant has you covered. RTV6's Brad Brown has a closer look.
During all of this stay-at-home time, people are flocking to comfort food. Well, now you can get all of that to go for any meal, any night of the week at MCL restaurants.
Our core customer comes in 5 to 7 days a week. We have some customers that come in 2 times a day. So to still be able to feed them and for them to still come in is really good. They're happy we're open. They're happy to see us.
Family owned and operated for 70 years. Many of the MCL recipes remain unchanged for 3 generations. And all of those favorites, the mashed potatoes, the fried chicken, the pies, are still ready on the MCL menu.
The funny thing is, the favorites were the favorites before. People are still coming in for stuffed chicken breast. They're still coming in for fried chicken. They're still coming in for macaroni and cheese and green beans. The favorites have not changed. They're the core that we've had since we've opened.
Staffing has been adjusted with the dining rooms closed. Chef Ian is making all the famous cloverleaf rolls and baked goods for several restaurants out of this one kitchen.
When this first happened, that was my job, is to scale down all the recipes so that we're not cooking in these huge batches and we're doing 5 or 6 orders at a time, just to make sure that they're still getting a fresh product and not one that's been cooked all day.
But it's a continued dedication to their customers that's keeping MCL going strong.
You don't really get into food service to make a ton of money. You do it because it's your passion, and everybody that works for us has a passion to serve the customer.
IndyCar continues to wait for its season to open later this summer. Until then, several teams are working to assist the front lines in the fight against COVID-19. In fact, call it some high-speed help. Sports Director Dave First with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
Whether it's on the track or in the pits, IndyCar moves fast. Ideas here, innovation out there. And even when things do slow down, like they have inside Andretti Autosport, the minds are still working.
Michael, how did all of this begin?
You know, when all these problems were coming up, you know, we had a meeting with the team, and I challenged everybody to figure out what we could do. And so actually my daughter got a hold of Stratasys.
Stratasys is a 3D printer used to make plastic replicas of parts, but these days it's now making visors to help put together over 120,000 masks for first responders to use.
You know, this is something that we've never experienced, so we get our minds together and we say, okay, how are we going to get out of this?
Meanwhile, just down the road at Chip Ganassi Racing, the machines are also working around the clock after calls were made to the Indiana Economic Development Corporation and more.
When you put a bunch of race engineers together, just Katie bar the doors.
We just pretty much carpet bombed everybody we could, including the IEDC, for ideas and avenues where we could help, and tried to play to everybody's strengths and leverage all the connections we could.
In addition to masks, they're also fabricating intubation hoods to keep doctors and nurses safe at IU Health. And by the way, doing so with social distancing, not needing any staff on hand.
Chip Ganassi was extremely supportive of all of our efforts, and all of our partners, Husky Chocolate, NTT, PNC, have all been super supportive and super interested in what we've been doing.
Andretti and Ganassi joined Penske and McLaren, among others, in this unified effort. Someday, IndyCar will be back to racing, and it can't come soon enough. But for now, the needs are pressing.
The racing community comes together unlike any other, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You know, we're going to come out of this a stronger team, and we're probably going to come out of a stronger series and a stronger nation.
Yeah, the level of creativity is pretty high. I don't know if we're quite to Apollo 13 level yet, but I don't know, maybe I'll watch that movie tonight.
No question, the inspiration is there. Day first, RTV6 Sports.
Thank you, Dave. We got the chance for a few showers tomorrow, and then temperatures are going to moderate a little bit next week with highs in the 60s.